We start things off 2 weeks after Team Plasma's rampage, and everybody has been helping with repairing the city. Fortunately, the damage wasn't too bad. Well, it wasn't pretty, but it wasn't bad enough to destroy the whole city or cancel the league. And with everybody's combined effort, they managed to complete the repairs in about 3 weeks, with an extra week given to allow everyone to relax, regain their composures, and for the competitors, get some extra training if they want. But once all that was said and done, it's finally time for the Unova League Vertress Conference. For real this time. As everyone makes their way into the field as the opening ceremony kicks off, where we see Hilda, Cilan, and Bianca in the stands, ready to watch the battles and cheer their friends on, and all the competing trainers on the battlefield, conversing and wishing each other luck, with Ash and his rivals in their own little group. Afterwards, Freddy the Scoop met all their give a speech as the flame is lit. They're both excited to watch the battles and wish everyone luck. All they then announced these preliminary battles. But unlike Canada, where they were just one-on-ones, here they're triple battles in the colorful battlefields. With that, the match was revealed and show everyone which field they go to. Ash is in green, and Iris is in blue, Hugh is in red, and Sharon's in yellow. The four then say good luck to each other and head to their respective fields, as we get a montage of them making it through the battles. The four of them have some tough opponents. Their respective knowledge and experiences have made them all pretty tough opponents, and they all managed to win their triple battle preliminaries without losing any Pokemon. With that said and done, and they all advance to the qualifying rounds, starting with the top 64, all of which are 3v3s, also taking place in the color field. We start with Sharon's battle, and he shows great improvement in the Cloud Explosion. His knowledge and wide variety of moves of his Pokemon help him get the win without much of an issue. After some more matches, Iris' battle is shown next, where she managed to win after a rough start, thanks to her Pokemon's strength and tenacity, getting her to the next round as well. Well, afterward, we then cut to the top 32. And 6 matches in, Ash's battle unfolds. And like always, he demonstrates his impressive skills. His opponent wasn't a cakewalk, but this is Ash. He manages to get the win anyway. And Crocodile even gets the battle of throw as a way of not making up of not being able to battle Montgomery's throw and thinking of his true match for its hopeful eventual rematch with Sharon's Sock. Anyway, more battles infer, and eventually it's Hugh's turn, as he shows his strength and how bit of a wild card he is. Despite the tight disadvantages, Pokemon managed to land some good hits, which make him the winner of this battle. And with that, all the pre-round battles are over and done with, making it now time for the victory tournament, where the remaining 16 trainers will duke it out in the main field in full battles. The matches are revealed, and it turns out Ash and Sharon will face off in the very first battle, making them both excited, with Ash ready to get payback for the Cloud Explosion. But before that, Freddy states that tomorrow is a day off to allow everyone to prepare and relax and see the festivities. So that's what the group plans to do. As the first round of the league comes to a close. Now we get to the league's vacation day, and everyone is enjoying themselves, playing some games, checking out a magic act, seeing a music show, etc. And eventually, they decide to split up, all agreeing to meet again later. They're both While they all enjoy the festivals, Ash and his rivals start off in their own group. While they all explore together, discuss some adventures they had pre-getting to the league, discuss their matches, and even check out some stall foods, with Ash and Iris getting the most of it. Now, while walking, the four ran into some kids who were talking about different Pokemon types while meeting for their mom, but they get the matchups wrong. Ash and go help the kids out. Iris and Hugh Luke let them ride on their shoulders. Ash lets them play with Pikachu while Sharon corrects them on the Pokemon types. Eventually, they find the kids' moms, and they all thank the four kids and head off. Well, the four continue to have their fun, and walking off, Alder approaches them, praising their kind hearts and Sharon's knowledge. They all thank Alder, and Sharon especially thanks him for the knowledge compliment, explaining that he's always been a studious person who wanted to be ready for anything, and loves to use his knowledge to help other trainers. Alder says, that's good. You can do a lot with that. And then wishes the four luck in the victory rounds, and especially as Sharon in their battle. He heads off, and the four were even more excited, especially as Sharon thinks of their previous encounter with him. But this makes them even more determined to win their battle and get all the way to win the league to battle him. Afterwards, we cut to Hilda, Cilan, and Bianca, who were having a nice chat. And where Hilda asks Bianca what she plans to do now after the modeling thing, which she kind of didn't do well in. And Bianca says that she thinks she wants to help Professor Juniper, remembering the way she complimented her skills back at Chargestone Cave and thinking that she can learn a lot from her, but is unsure if she'll be much help. So, Hilda and Cilan encourage her, however, reminding her that the Juniper and even her father took an interest in her skills and will be happy to have her and help her if she needed it. Bianca thanks them, and the trio continue through the day, and eventually the two groups reunite at a restaurant and have dinner together before heading back to the hotel. Sometime later, with almost everyone else asleep at night, we cut to the stadium where we see Ash approaching, looking around and thinking about his battle with Sharon tomorrow. Speaking of whom Ash actually notices him alongside Iris and Hugh in other parts of the field. They all notice each other and come down to meet each other. The four all chat about why they're even here. Ash said he was a bit excited and decided to go for a run. Iris wanted to climb up the top of the stadium, and Sharon and Hugh just wanted to go for mid-time walks. Now, with everyone here, the four wish each other luck in the next round, and they especially wish Ash and Sharon luck, with them also wishing each other luck in their battle tomorrow. In the victory tournament, the four are excited and reaffirm their rivalry, declaring that they'll beat the others and win the whole thing. Ash is excited, so he puts a fist in the middle and says the four they'll make this deal right here. May the best one win. The others agree, putting their fists with Ash's, and with that, they all head back to the hotel to prepare for the morrow and determined to make it to the top. The next day arrives and is officially the beginning of the top 16. Ash and Sharon's battle is about to get on their way as they make their way to the battlefield. The two greet each other again, and Sharon tells Ash it's been great being his rival. He's learned and grown so much thanks to it, but says that he'll be the one to walk out of here as the winner. However, Ash tells him that it'll be the opposite, and with that, their battle begins as Sharon sends out a pheasant who goes up against Ash's Dewey. The battle is intense as both show off their improvements from last battle and all that time ago. But the battle then goes in Dewey's favor. Thanks to the battle with Flygon, he manages to adapt Acton Pheasant's aerial position and land well-timed attacks, getting him the win in the first victory of that match going to Ash. Sharon then sends out a Selgor, and the battle becomes a bit tougher as a Selgor puts Dewey in a tough spot. Ash tries Water Pledge, but Selgor evades the maul with Double Team and then gets up close for a Giga Drain, doing a lot of damage. But Dewey uses the opportunity to trap and blow him back with Vacuum Wave. Selgor uses Bug Bud, which Dewey counters with Hydro Pump. They're evenly matched, but Dewey falls on one leg from the Giga Drain, and Selgor uses that to finish him off with a Focus Blast. Ash praises and then sends out Darmanitan, who starts with Flame Wheel to keep him with a Selgor speed. The two then clash with Flame Wheel and Double Edge over and over. Selgor goes for Focus Blast, but Darmanitan knocks it down with Brick Break. But this was a trick to use Giga Drain and regaining the energy from the Double Edge recoil. And then Selgor jumps away to avoid getting caught. But Selgor then zooms around the field again, but Ashen gets the idea to have Darmanitan use Flame Wheel and then Earthquake together, throwing a Selgor off balance. He tries to get in the air, but Selgor uses Flamethrower while still inflamed with a dual high damage and knock him back to the ground, leaving him wide open with a Flame Wheel, knocking him out. Sharon is impressed and sends out his next Pokemon Heatmore, making it a Fire-type showdown. Both of them show strong resilience and their pride as Fire types, but Heatmore then uses Rock Tomb, dealing good damage and slowing him down. Darmanitan goes for Earthquake, hitting with super effective damage, but Heatmore then goes for Hone Claws, whilst Darmanitan charges in with Flame Wheel, which helps him evade and launch a multitude of Rock Tombs, finishing the battle. Ash thanks Darmanitan and then goes for Archeops. He immediately goes for Ancient Power, aiming for the advantage, and while it hits, Heatmore goes for Fire Spin, And then Rock June, trapping Archeops and lowering his speed. Archeops tries to stay strong and fight back, but it's too slow. Ash returns him for now, and to the shock of everyone, sends Leavanny out to take his place. But everyone is completely confused at Ash's choice, especially Leavanny's massive type advantage. But Ash's friends and rivals all, all know not to underestimate Ash, and boy are they right. As much to the shock of the young, and Leavanny elegantly dodges all of Humor's attacks and uses multiple energy balls. And following with Leaf Storm, which does pretty good damage despite Humor's resistance. Humor tries Flamethrower, or believe it, and he closes its mouth with String Shot, causing Humor to take damage itself. Cilan and the others are impressed with Ash's strategy. He's in complete control of the battle. Refusing to give up, however, Humor burns the rings off and hits a fire spin, doing a lot of damage and slowly draining Leavanny's energy. Unfortunately for Sharon, though, Humor has exhausted itself of all the attacking and failed moves, and unfortunately loses after another hit. But Sharon was more impressed even more. Mind that this is Ash he's talking about, and so since his next Pokemon, Caracosta, Ash immediately has Leavanny use Leaf Storm, which hits but leaves her wide open for an Icy Wind, which slows her down even more. Leavanny tries Energy Ball, but it's countered with Brine, and then Rock Slide, making things worse. Leavanny tries to stand up, but the Fire Spin drains the rest of her energy and results in her going down. Ash thanks Leavanny for her hard work and then sends Archeops back out. But it's now a fossil fight as both give and take hard hits. Despite Archeops' type disadvantage against Caracosta's water type moves, his Bulldoze helps keep the giant turtle at bay. The two use multiple rock type moves to another an Ancient Power and Rock Slide collision, both fall to the ground and faint. The two then recall their Pokemon and then send out Sock and Crocodile. The two immediately stare each other down, recalling their battle of the Club Explosion. But Sock even pray using Crocodile for his evolution. And Crocodile thanks him, but says the outcome will be different this time. The two then give an intense show and out, showing their growth from that last battle. But Sock starts to get the upper hand again thanks to the type advantage. But Ash gets another idea, telling Crocodile to use Stone Edge non-stop. Sock tries to counter them all with close combat, but gets overwhelmed. Crocodile then has the Stone Edge shoot up in the air and then launch directly down at Sock from above. While it uses while Sock's distracted, the Stone Edge then stops, but it's too late as Crocodile pops out in front of him and then knocks him out with a Dragon Tail and Dig combo, redeeming his loss in the Club Explosion. Sharon recalls Sock and remembers his previous battles with Ash, refusing to lose again. But as he sends out his final Pokemon and partner, Superior. Crocodile immediately goes for Stone Edge, but Superior dodges with ease. Crocodile tries more attacks, but Superior continues evading everything. The battle is completely one-sided in Sharon's favor, and Sharon finishes the battle with Superior's Leaf Storm, knocking it out. Ash thanks Crocodile and knows that this is what it's come to now, as he lets Pikachu on the battlefield. Both trainers are Pokemon reminiscing their very first battle all that time ago and compared to now. Both sides are ready to give it their all and win this thing. Without much hesitation, they immediately go at it, clashing fiercely multiple times. Electro Ball versus Energy Ball, Dragon Tail versus Iron Tail, and Leaf Storm versus Thunderbolt. Like the previous battles, Superior's agility makes it hard for Pikachu to land a lot of attacks, but Pikachu's tree does make him fare better than Crocodile. But Sharon reveals that he learned a lot from their previous battles with Ash and Pikachu, so he and Superior came up with this moveset and increased his speed to gain the upper hand and finally defeat them. Ash is impressed, but doesn't let that stop as he orders Quick Attack like an Iron Tail together. Which does hit, but this is just what Sharon wanted, and reveals Superior's final move, Wrap, trapping Pikachu and squeezing him hard. Ash, not willing to give up, commands Thunderbolt, but Aaron has Superior stick its tail into the ground until it wouldn't do any damage. Superior then continues to squeeze Pikachu, who struggles to break loose. Eventually, Pikachu almost loses consciousness, and Sharon tells him Superior to smash Pikachu into the ground. Action has Pikachu open his eyes and then gets an idea. Have Pikachu use his tail on the ground to break free from the rat. From the rat. And when Superior is shocked, but the shock also makes his tail come out. So Ash takes that chance to hit a powerful Thunderbolt. Uh, Aaron tries to go for a wrap again, but Ash's Pikachu grabs Superior by the tail and throw him into the air, and then use Iron Tail. Yeah, but Superior hits back with Dragon Tail, and even match it for Earth, but Pikachu folds a little thanks to the wrap, letting Superior get the upper hand. Chairman prepares to end the battle with one final Dragon Tail, but its Superior falters. As it turns out, the Dragon Iron Tail combo has left Superior paralyzed, thanks to Pikachu's static ability. With its opening, Ash commands Iron Tail and Electro Ball combo that he previously used with Skyla. But Superior tries to counter with Dragon Tail, but it's slow, allowing Pikachu to bounce off and hit Superior directly on the head, knocking him out, making the winner of the battle Ash. Ash celebrates his victory. Ready as Aaron and Ash come into the middle of the field to greet each other. Sharon congratulates Ash, and Ash praises his growth. Sharon then tells Ash that he'll cheer for him on with the others and to do his best. Ash thanks him, and the two shake hands. And after this, the rest of the top 16 continues to the final match, where we then proceed to the quarterfinals, and Ash's next opponent is revealed to be Hugh, while making them excited as well, as they both recall their battle at the Outjob King tournament, and Ash is ready for payback again. And while the rest of the top 8 participants look on, Ash and Hugh step on the battlefield, ready to begin their match. As they make their way to the battlefield, Hugh tells Ash that while he hasn't known him very long, he's grateful that Ash reunited with his sister's life and for stopping Team Plasma, but says that he still is opponent and a rival, and he won't be going easy on him. Ash tells you that while he was happy to help, his battle statement goes double for him, as it's similar to their first Pokemon, on Darmanitan versus Gigalith, as the referee calls the battle to begin. The Rock and Fire type immediately enter a sumo match, as both are quite powerful in their own right. Darmanitan lands some good hits, but Gigalith tanks them all thanks to his Rock type, and hits back pretty hard. Both of them even have an Earthquake clash, shaking the entire audience and both trans on the field. Yeah, and of course, both of them take pretty good damage. Hugh over and then commands Gigalith to use Rock Polish, which speeds him up, but making things harder for Darmanitan as he tries to keep up with Flame Wheel, but is knocked back and blocked by Iron Defense and knocked out with Stone Edge, giving Hugh the first win. Ash thanks Darmanitan, and Hugh returns Gigalith. With Ash's surprise, but quickly readjusts and sends Pikachu onto the field, as Hugh counters with Ferrothorn. The battle is over on Pikachu's side thanks to Ferrothorn resisting his electric-type moves somewhat, but this is still Pikachu, and Pikachu's not one to go down like that. While he may take some good hits, he eventually tells Pikachu he jumps in the air for a pin missile, but Ash Pikachu uses a Thunderbolt counter shield, which hits Ferrothorn and paralyzes him, and Pikachu finishes the battle with Electro Ball. As both trainers recall other Pokemon, Hugh looks on, impressed with Pikachu's strength, as Leavanny and Galvantula come out next. And now it's a Bug-type battle. Both Bug types land Bug-type moves on the X's. Is there a Bug Bite? Cool. Or is there or Energy Ball and Leaf Storm on each other? The two do get out, and the battle's honestly pretty even. But while Leavanny wraps Angela with Strange Slot, slowing him down, Oni comes with Spider-Man to prevent Ash from switching out Leavanny. But Ash and Leavanny don't let that deter them and order Leaf Storm, which is countered by Charge Beam. The two then they continue their brawl and eventually finish with a clash between X-Scissor and Sucker Punch. And both Pokemon hit the ground. Knocked out. As both trainers recall them, they send out their next choices, Braviary and Archeops. And it's an aerial duel. Once again, the battle is pretty even, as Archeops gets the upper hand thanks to the type advantage. But when it goes for Aerial Ace, Its bravery counters with Brave Bird. And while they're even at first, bravery overpowers Archeops, pushing him back. It then goes for Bolka, and Archeops recovers, and he tries Dragon Breath, but it's blocked by Crush Claw, and when close enough, it hits its Archeops. The two then clash engine power and Heat Wave, and it's an E. Archeops then goes for Dragon Breath again, which hits, but is left wide open for another Heat Wave, which hits hard despite the typing. And with one final Brave Bird, Archeops is taken out. But Ash thanks Archeops, says his efforts weren't in vain as Pikachu makes his way back on the field. Despite the type advantage, however, where Pikachu struggles a bit to the Braviary's power from the Bulk, along with his aerial advantage and the damage from the Ferrothorn battle. He manages to evade a Heat Wave, but Braviary closes in with Crush Claw, which Pikachu counters with Iron Tail. Hugh takes advantage of this and has Braviary drag and throw Pikachu in the air and hit him with Brave Bird as he falls. But as he falls, Braviary increases the fall and even more damage with a Heat Wave and for extra damage. Pikachu's pain is sincere, but he stands back up, refusing to go down like this. Ash, better than anyone, knows his partner's determination and comes up with a plan, telling Braviary, as Hugh tells Braviary to use Brave Bird again, but Ash's Pikachu uses his tail as a springboard to dodge at the last second, making Braviary crash. Ash then commands Thunderbolt to do major damage and go higher in the air. Braviary shakes it off, and Hugh tries to go for a Crush Claw while Pikachu falls, but he uses a Quick Attack to get away and finish the battle with Electro Ball, leaving Potions down to halve their teams. It seems they recall their Pokemon and both decide it's time. As Duon and Samurott make their way on the field, both Water types look at each other, remembering their battle at the Scout Shop King competition, and Duon is ready for some payback. The two immediately get into an intense Water type duel, fighting hard their respective Water type moves, and even fought their Scout Chop and Simineer for sword duels, while increasing it with the power of Razor Shell. Well, this continues for a good while, but then Samurott gets the upper hand with its horn, using it to hit Duon right on his head. But he recovers and tries Razor Shell again, but Samurott purposely lures him in the block hit and uses Mega Horn, this time knocking Duon's Scout Chops away, and then Ice Beam pushing him back. He then uses Ice Beam on Duon's legs, stopping him from moving, leaving him defenseless for a Hydro Pump, but he counters it with his own. Duo then uses Mega Horn again, and although Duo tries to stop him with Vacuum Wave, it's not enough. The move hits, breaks the ice, and leaves Duo hurt. But Ash gets another ID. But he has Duo charge in, and Hugh tries to respond with Ice Beam, but Ash smirks and commands Vacuum Wave, which the Ice Beam freezes. Ash then commands Water Pledge, which breaks it, and then combines the Ice and Water with Vacuum Wave again, and lands for pretty good damage. But Duo then has Water Pledge used again, which misses but leaves Samurott open for a Hydro Pump, as Duo purposely allows them to push him back in order to grab his Scout Chops, and with that, both ready their respective weapons for a Razor Shell dual clash. There is a pause, and the first to fall is Samurott, making Ash and Duo unhappy, but once again redeeming their loss from the previous one. As the two celebrate, but they refocus, aware that the battle isn't over yet. Hugh thanks Samurott and congratulates Duon on winning, and then sends out his next Pokemon, Arcanine. Everyone's confused with the type advantage, but don't question it considering how the last battle Ash had with someone went. And Ash doesn't underestimate his opponent either, as Duon immediately goes for Hydro Pump. But Arcanine dodges with extreme speed and strikes. Duo then tries Vacuum Wave, but Arcanine counters with Bulldoze, throwing him off balance. Arcanine then goes for Extreme Speed again, but this time Duo reads Arcanine's movements and stops with a Water Pledge. Arcanine then uses his Fire Blast, but Duo destroys it with Hydro Pump. But Arcanine takes advantage of the evaporated moves to finish the battle with a Wild Charge, shocking Ash, no pun intended. Ash thanks Duo, and Pikachu volunteers next, so Ash allows it, but both agree they'll have to be careful of Bulldoze. They start off with Thunderbolt and Fire Blast, but which ends in a draw. Arcanine then goes for Bulldoze, but Ash is just because you use Iron to let jump away and go for Electro Ball, which hits. The two have a quick attack and extreme speed collision over and over, entering a speed clash, amazing the audience. This continues until Hugh has Arcanine jump up and hit Pikachu from an above Fire Blast. He tries to stand up, but falters as the previous battles have caught up to him, which leaves him open for an extreme speed. And then Arcanine uses his might to push Pikachu right on the ground for an up-close Bulldoze, knocking him out, leaving Ash down to his final Pokemon. Ash thanks Pikachu for his efforts and then sends his last Pokemon, Crocodile, out. Ash is about to tell Crocodile what's the deal, but he looks at opponent and the field and understands. And Crocodile knows what he has to do. He's ready to make his trainer proud, make sure his comrades' efforts weren't in vain, and eager to avenge his training buddy's loss. Arcanine immediately goes for extreme speed, but Crocodile stops and hits hard with a Stone Edge, dealing super effective damage. Crocodile then goes for dig, but Arcanine uses Bull, dealing damage and knocking him out of the ground. Arcanine then goes for extreme speed again, but Crocodile tries to counter with Dragon Claw, but misses and gets hit. Arcanine then tries to push him down for bullets again, but won't let history repeat itself. He tells Crocodile to use Crunch, hurting Arcanine's paw, and allowing Crocodile to push him into the ground with Dig again, jumping in the same hole from before and popping back out to land super effective hits. When Arcanine falls to the ground, he is unable to battle. Hugh thanks Arcanine, but knows this isn't over yet, says this to Ash, and then sends Gigalith back out. The two are ready to finish this and immediately go for a Stone Edge collision. But Crocodile prevails thanks to his ability Moxie. After this, Crocodile tries Dragon Claw, but Gigalith dodges with speed, reminding Ash of the Rock Paw. Gigalith's speed makes it hard for Crocodile to use or land any attacks. Ash notices this knows that this keeps up, he'll lose. Hugh prepares to use Earthquake, but Ash's Crocodile jump up with his tail and use Stone Edge. And while it does hit, Gigalith shrugs it off thanks to his defenses. But he's left wide open for a crunch around the rock. He tries to shake Crocodile off, but Crocodile hangs on tight and uses a dual Dragon Claw, which hits him hard. Ash then orders Dig as soon as he does get shaken off. And Hugh tries Earthquake, but Gigalith feels pain after lifting his legs, allowing Crocodile to land the hit. With Gigalith stumbling, Ash commands a finishing Stone Edge, which lands a critical hit, knocking Gigalith out. Ash wins the battle and advances to the semifinals. Ash and Hugh then go in the middle and shake hands. The latter congratulating Ash and Ashley did that, and Ash says that the key is Gigalith's legs, stating that he figured that despite Gigalith's defense, he still felt all the damage from Darmanitan. So we took advantage of that alongside Crocodile's Moxie ability and his own toughness. He knew that by combining all these with the right timing, they could stop Gigalith long enough to win. Hugh is impressed and praises Ash's strategy, promising the roof for him with Sharon and the others. Ash thanks Hugh, and we cut to the next three battles and arrive at the semifinals, where we see the matchups: Dino versus Ramon, and Ash versus Iris. The two notice this and stare each other down, excited. We're calling their battle the club battle, and excited for this match. But Iris thought that the outcome won't be the same. Ash as he looks forward to seeing that come true as they fist bump. It's the next day, and Dino and Ramon's battle ended with the former's victory, or Raymond, I don't know. Anyway, Dino advances to the finals, and we then get to see Ash versus Iris. As the two walk on the field, Iris thanks Ash, saying that her being here wouldn't have happened if not for him, and thanks her for being a great friend and rival. Still, that doesn't mean she's gonna walk out of here and just give him the win. She declares that Ash she'll win this for her Pokemon, her home, her mentor, and her. Ash smiles at this and tells her that while he admires determination, the same goes for him and his Pokemon, and they aren't going down without a fight. As the two loosen on their first two Pokemon with excited faces, Leavanny and Altaria. Yeah. Both Pokemon then start off with a Dragon Breath and Energy Ball clash that ends in a draw. Both they continue to exchange attacks after this, and both are holding their own. Oh, and that's why the type disadvantage on Leavanny's side. The nurturing Pokemon does get hit by a Sky attack, however, which does major damage, and the two will then have another Energy Ball and Dragon Breath collision, but Leavanny takes it by launching more Energy Balls, throwing Altaria off. She then regains her composure and uses Heat Wave, and while Leavanny does dodge most of it, her leg gets burned, which leaves her open for another Sky attack. Leavanny is now on the brink of defeat, but stands back up and activates her Swarm ability, recalling her battle with Drain and refusing to let this happen again. Leavanny uses Strength to trap Altaria, then uses a powerful Leaf Storm followed by an Energy Ball, and finally strikes with multiple X Scissors. And although Altaria tries to use them to break out, all the attacks have done good damage, and by the time the strings break, Altaria is exhausted, but she uses her remaining strength for another Sky attack, which countered with a powerful X Scissor. Causing both Pokemon to fall in defeat. The two thank their respective Pokemon for their hard work, and the next ones they send out are Excadrill and Archeops. Both sides realize the even playing field there on thanks to their typings, or if the somewhat even win at least. So Iris aims for the advantage with Metal Claw, but is pushed back by Dragon Breath, followed by Bulldoze. Excadrill remains tough and goes for Focus Blast, hitting hard. Archeops tries ancient power, but Excadrill cuts through it with Metal Claw and strikes. Archeops then goes for Aerial Ace, only for Excadrill to dodge with Dig and jump back out for another Metal Claw. Archeops is starting to struggle until Ash tells him to use Dragon Breath, pushing Excadrill back into the hole, and then goes for Aerial Ace, which hits and pushes him back out. Excadrill then goes for Focus Blast, but Archeops sends it right back with his tail. He then charges in, and although Excadrill tries to repair a Metal Claw, it freezes as he's paralyzed, an additional effect of Dragon Breath, which doesn't always happen, but does require luck, but it worked in Ash's favor. And with that, the Archeops knocks Excadrill to the ground for an up-close Bulldoze, giving Ash the lead. The Iris is impressed and sends her next Pokemon, Dragonite, and it's an aerial duel again. Anyway, both launch Dragon Breath and Ice Beam, hitting each other and doing a lot of damage, but Archeops takes the most, especially when Ash notices that one of his wings is frozen. Iris takes advantage of that with a Thunder Punch, hitting hard. Archeops tries Ancient Power, but Dragonite uses Dragon Rush, powering through it and hitting Archeops for a solid KO. Ash praises Archeops and then sends out Crocodile. He immediately uses Dig, confusing everyone, until he calls for Stonage while still on the ground, hitting Dragonite hard. Iris forgot about that, but refocuses and commands Ice Beam. But Crocodile dodges and uses Stone Edge. But this time, Dragonite dodges and goes for Dragon Rush. But Crocodile dodges with Dig again and pops back out to land a Dragon Claw from behind. Crocodile then tries to use Crunch, but Dragonite freezes its mouth shut with an Ice Punch and then uses Fire Blast. After this, the two enter one final clash with Dragon Rush and Dragon Claw, and when the smoke clears, Dragonite is the one to fall. Iris thanks Dragonite and Ash calls Crocodile for the time being. The next Pokemon Iris sends out is Volcarona, while Ash goes for Dewott, aiming for that type advantage. As soon as Volcarona comes out, Ash gets a bit in his stuff. Remembering the Volcarona he saved all the way back in Part 3, and wonders how he's doing now. But then refocuses and immediately goes for Hydro Pump. But Volcarona redirects it with Psychic. Ash then goes for Razor Shell, and when it's pushed back with Hurricane. And Volcarona then goes for Bug Buzz, but Dewott dodges and lands a Water Pledge, which followed up by a Vacuum Wave. Dewott then goes for Razor Shell, but Volcarona stops and throws him down with Psychic. With a final fiery dance, Duat's down for the count. But Ash praises Duat's efforts and then sends out Darmanitan. And another fiery duel commences, as Darmanitan immediately goes for Flame Wheel, rolling around Volcarona to confuse him, letting Brick Break from behind, and then using his strength to and getting up close to slam onto the ground for Earthquake. Darmanitan then rolls around with Flame Wheel again, and Volcarona uses Fire Dance to slow his movements, and then Hurricane confusing him. But this unfortunately results in Darmanitan trying to go for Brick without Ash's command and damaging himself, which allows Volcarona to finish him off with a Psychic, and leaving Ash down to 2 Pokemon against Iris's 3. Remaining determined, however, Ash thanks Darmanitan and then sends Crocodile back out. He immediately goes for Stone Edge, and Iris prepares Psychic, but Crocodile aims around Volcarona, blocking its vision and able to get clear target. Alright, as all the stones hit its wings and its actual body, leaving it wide open for a dig right from uppercutting it real hard. Sorry about that. Anyway, Crocodile then uses Dig again, which hits again, but Volcarona quickly counters with Hurricane and then hits Bug Buzz with super effective damage. Crocodile regains his bearing as Iris prepares for Fiery Dance, but Ash won't let her, and he has Crocodile use Dig to dodge. He then pops up from behind and finishes the battle with a powerful Stone Edge. And the battle is now even again. Iris' next Pokemon is Hydreigon, and both are with an immediate Dragon Stone Edge and Tri-Attack collision, the former winning thanks to Moxie. And with that, add the tooth and duke it out. And Crocodile may be stronger thanks to Moxie, but his battles have definitely taken a toll on him, leaving him to get a clear shot and allowing Hydreigon to keep him back. As soon as Hydreigon tries acrobatics, Ash tells Iris that nice try and has Crocodile read its movements and stop it and land Dragon Claw multiple times, which works until Iris orders Dragon Rush. Hydreigon jump back and hit hard. Dark Pulse is then used, but Crocodile stops it with Crunch. The two Pokemon then go over another Dragon Rush and Claw Clash, like Crocodile's battle with Dragonite. And it's even again, and the two then go for one final move, Acrobatics and Stone Edge. The former fights through the rocks to land a direct hit, then Crocodile continues to kill the stones, and eventually he uses stones from above of hitting Archeops as soon as he uses Acrobatics directly on Crocodile. And with that, and both Pokemon fall in another double knockout, leaving both trainers down to their final Pokemon. Pikachu and Haxorus make their way to the field. Ash's Flashlight was battled with Drayton, and it's determined how the outcome be the same this time, as he and his partner are ready to win this. While Iris' side, she thinks about her time with Haxorus and her training with Drayton, ready to make him proud. The two immediately go for it, and it's intense. The strength and skill of them both is amazing, demonstrating why these two are their trainers' respective #1 partners. It captivates the audience and makes the trainers excited as their Pokemon continue exchanging attacks. Quick Attack versus Superpower, Iron Tail versus Dragon Tail, Dragon Pulse versus Thunderbolt, and Rock Tomb versus Electro Ball, both wanting the win for their trainers. Whereas they continue to strike each other. Eventually, though, the two pause, but they're both exhausted and running on fumes, but still determined. Well, Iris and Ash talk about how great this is and how much fun they're having, and how this sentiment is shared with their trainers. Their Pokemon. Sorry. All four I'll give off a great smile how much fun this is. However, both sides know that despite this feeling only one of them can advance to the finals, and so they both call for one final move: Dragon Pulse and Electro Ball. The two Pokemon launch the attacks with all of their remaining energy, and they both remain at a standstill, both moves pushing each other back. But eventually, Dragon Pulse overpowers Electro Ball and directly hits Pikachu, which unfortunately actually knocks him out. making Iris the winner of the battle and advancing her to the finals. Iris celebrates with her partner, hugging Haxorus. Haxorus bites her head in affection playfully. Ash goes to pick up his partner and has the exact same words from King, and comforting him for the loss and thanking him for his hard work. Ash and Iris then meet in the field and shake hands, while Hackers and Pikachu even share a nice little fist bump. Well, the two thank each other for the battle, and Ash congratulates Iris, wishes her luck in the finals. Iris thanks him, declaring that he'll win it all and do it for everyone she said earlier, and now for her rivals and Ash. Ash is that they'll be counting on and rooting for her as the semifinals come to a close. We then cut to the Unova League Vertress Conference finals, Iris versus Dino, or Dino, whatever, and the two take the stage, and their battle is intense, with all their Pokemon battling hard, wanting their trainer to win the crown. Eventually, both race to a standstill, one coming out on top, the other behind, vice versa, and even having a draw. I think they're Electivire and Volcarona, respectively. The Dino's Pokemon definitely put up a tough fight. Iris can see why he also made it to the finals. But same goes for Dino, as Iris and her Pokemon put up one to go fight, especially the Dragon types. Eventually, the two then come down to their final Pokemon, a Dragon type duel between Dino's Druddick and Iris' Haxorus. And Iris thinks this is the perfect way to end up the finals. In the showdown, it's just as crazy as it sounds. It has the audience at the end of their seats in amazement at what they're seeing. As the battle continues, both dragons slowly but surely get exhausted, falling on one knee. But Iris encourages her partner to stand up, saying she knows he can do it. Her encouragement helps Haxorus regain strength and allows their hearts to become one. Dino can see the fire in Iris' eyes, but he refuses to lose this, as he has Druddick can go for Dragon Rage. But Haxorus fights through it with superpower and sends Druddick flying with a punch straight to the gut. Druddick takes advantage and tries to land a Dragon Claw, but it's countered with Dragon Tail. And unknowingly both of him and his train, and this whole time was a stretch, so Haxorus could charge up a powerful Dragon Pulse. Having it directly hit Druddick and leaving it unable to battle, meaning Iris wins the match and the championship. The two celebrate their victory as the crowd, and especially her friends, cheer wildly. And afterwards, we cut to night where the league now has its closing ceremony. Alder and Freddie congratulate the participants for their hard work as they all wave to the audience, who all clap, have been amazing for what they saw, thanking all the trainers for giving them an amazing competition. And as Iris receives her trophy for being the Unova League Vertress Conference winner, Iris thanks the two and celebrates some of her Pokemon as the flame burns out and the ceremony in the league come to a close. We then get to dawn the next day, where Ash and Co are in the stadium, reflecting on the league and congratulating Iris on the win. Iris thanks them, but gives credit to Ash for inspiring her to come here in the first place. The gang all continue to talk with each other. Drayden appears, flying on his Hydreigon. He congratulates Iris and admits everyone in the Blizzard City, especially the village of dragons, saw her back. And he happily says that he couldn't be any more proud of her, making Iris emotional. Drayden then tells Iris that they'll be having a party later on to celebrate, making Iris excited as she sends out and hops on her Dragonite. Drayden then congratulates Ash, Sharon, and Hugh on their battles. And wishes all of them good luck in the future. Iris is a nice farewell, thanking them for everything. And her, Hugh, Sharon, and especially Ash all agreeing to battle again sometime in the future as the two Dragon Type trainers fly off. While seeing them off, Hugh is the next to leave, saying that he's ready to reunite his live-written sister, heading out. and see him again sometime. Next up is Bianca, who plans to return home. To talk to her dad about his new goal, and her new goal, and of course, to see her again as she skips on out. But Aaron is quick to fall. All of her saying she'll make sure she doesn't get lost. Also think about what he wants to do next and with the league over as he follows Bianca, but not before sharing a nod with Ash. With that, it's just the trio left. They all look at the sky quietly, they reflecting on their journey together. But while Ash also thinks about Ent and how much he'll grow the next time they see him. I'm happy to at least sure another league has come and go. And he sadly lost again. But he's honestly alright. I mean, he did help save Unova, keep people in Pokemon together, and reform someone who was clearly misguided. So to him, it's just fine. But that Silence decides it's time they head off too, as he and Hilda make their way to the exit. However, Ash stays a little longer. Martin takes one last look at the sky, motivated for whatever his next challenge will be, before joining his friends. Looking forward to whatever comes next in his journey in Unova. And that's where we're going to end this part for now. So, what did you all think? How y'all think of my version of the Unova League? How y'all think about Iris win? And tell me your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.